the food channel 347. It's now, I don't even know what day it is. But I was sitting out on the field. Look, I'm sitting against this old tree post. See? Goes back way back there. I think it's, I'm not sure if it's oak or not. It doesn't matter. There's a view right out of, I don't know what you can see because I can't see the picture now. But I was looking out towards Heathrow and the centre of London, kind of more on the edge. And I'm just doing a quick one because I'm coming back to the subject because I'm going to pick up on the subject that well, it kind of astonishes me more and more I think about it, really. And it's the birthday that's been missed, right? Big time by, I don't know how, humiliation's going to do with most people when they realise the birthday you've missed. It wasn't that, people didn't celebrate the solstice, right? But the solstice is just like one part of, every year you go through this solstice. We have this solstice, right? Well, not apparently, but you can put me right with this. It's kind of what I've discovered. And I discovered, I do check my astrology a little bit, and it's one of the things we suffer from not doing any kind of too much work on astrology because we kind of don't get the bigger picture. But if you look at the astrological cycle from Aquarius to Pisces, it is a cycle, and it's a seasonal cycle like anything else, as far as I'm aware. I mean, everything's a cycle, isn't it? In that sense, it's seasonal. It kind of goes, summer, spring, summer, winter, fall. It's kind of follows that cycle. Every pattern cycle has that to it, and so too the bigger cycle. Now the bigger cycle is 25,000 years. You see, it's a big one. And you would have thought that come the birthday of the 25,000 years we're up, we'd have the biggest party. Because we always have parties, right? We always look for an excuse for a party. And we usually have them. Even those who know about the solstice, right, and celebrate the solstice, have parties. And even the solstices, right, even the solstices don't get the significance of the one we've just passed, because we're going to be humiliated and embarrassed by, when it comes that we had a birthday which was, a 25,000 year one. And it wasn't just, that every opposite of every astrological sign is 25,000 years. This is the, the out of the winter and into the spring of a whole new age. It dawns in another 25,000 year cycle. So it's basically, we're saying it's the end of one of those cycles. In other words, one of them's dying. Now, which one's that, I wonder? Because we've just been through Pisces, remember? And who's the front runner Piscean man ever, in our society these days? We'll go and check out the Pope's hat that he wears quite a lot. Go and check it out. He's the Piscean personified. Catholic Church. It is Pisces. Comes out of Rome. Went through Europe, pillaged all the kind of indigenous people from the planet. Especially in Europe, it kind of took them out lock, stock and barrel. And today Rome survives in Britain, most of Europe, in America, and it's still plundering the rest of the world. And it's all from this Piscean beginning of the birth of Jesus Christ. The one that who died for you. The one who died for you heralded in the age of plundering across the globe. And what they did was this is the light side of a cult, right? Because what you don't know about cults is that there's good and bad. And the good bit is that we're actually moving into a new age called Aquarius, which is the beginning of a new cycle, which is an evolution of species. And it's actually happening. It's happening now, but not many people seem to get it. Even the people, in the woods and who are part of the protest movements, and from what I've discovered, not one I've met. Well, no, there are a few I think get it. Not many I've met. There's been one or two I think get it. That we didn't dress up for a proper 25,000 year birthday party. It's a shame, innit? I mean, we just had a kind of normal solstice. and up here it was typically normal. In fact, it was more normal than bearable. Um, it's because people don't recognise. They just don't recognise because they're stuck in a paradigm of recognition that leaves them unaware of the bubble that they are in within, and that out of that bubble there's a bigger one and a bigger one, and they're important. And if you don't know them, you're going to get stuck. And so anyway, I said I'd make it short. It's 6 minutes, you know. It's like, it is astonishing me. I'm going to take the subject on, and I'm writing songs on the subject as well, because we need waking up to the fact that we're now evolving species into the age of Aquarius, which means a whole set of different rules than the ones we've been living with for the last 2,000 years, which is basically the set of rules that came from Rome. And the jurisdictions, the judges, the information, the propaganda, the leaders, the whole damn lot is still Roman. You know, basically it's divide and rule. You know, where you can see a divide, divide it up and make sure it survives by division. This is why you get communists and capitalists. You know, make sure there's two enemies, they hate each other, and don't provide a solution, just keep on kind of creating problems. It kind of makes, you know, it's good money earner, especially for the military. And, you know, if you want to know about the military, you know, symbolism you cannot ignore is that, you know, England is the patron saint of war. St. George is the patron saint of war. And they have a road, and then they have an Imperial War Museum with two cannons sticking out of it. Canon law is the patron saint of war. So England represents war. Okay, English is war. This is what the Piscean Age brought us, and it slaughtered indigenous, local, spiritual beliefs that were living here before then, and it still does. Still tries to ignore the life that lives there. It tries to ignore it, and it kills off anything to do with nature. Well, the thing is, you know, it tries to anyway. But the rats, you know, the rats came with the humans who, you know, out of the jungle came the rat on the back of the human, because suddenly the human was you know, providing the rat with all the drainage and food he could find. The rat went schizophrenic, so we got a schizophrenic rat attached to a schizophrenic human being who tried to build things when nature actually provided it anyway. I know it's difficult, and I can explain it over time, but have a look at this. You know, I'm going to say goodbye now. That noise. I don't know what you can see there. Oh, there it is. Look at that. It's all yellow. And this is like, you know, this is what the age is about. Anyway, when I say bye.